Yo, what is going on, growmies? Hope y'all are doing well, growing well. Now, growmies, welcome back to the World Championship Autoflower Series. But before we get into the tent, we gotta give a shout out to our Discord members. We got Callie, Jimbo, Hemp, and Tardis. And Otis was just here, but he left. He got tired of the takes. But anyways, this is the brand new Spider Farmer Cream 2000 Density Oxford Cream Tent, which is just, it's fucking beautiful. But so just showing you guys a whole tent. I want to do a live video. This is a live video, live episode 4, and I want to show you guys the setup from top to bottom. So starting at the very top, we have this exhaust fan right here. This is a smart exhaust fan. It's got this RJ14, I believe it's what it's called. And then we also have the oscillating fan from Spider Farmer, which is very nice. Also has a port to connect to everything. And then keeping up with the Spider Farmer sheet, we got a SE5000, which is a very beautiful light, very powerful light. I don't even know where I'll ever be to use all this fucking power, but it's a very beautiful light, and it's got everything I need. But anyways, the goodies is down here, which are the plants. So this series is called the World Championship Autos because they're the world champions, literally. And this is the plant that actually won the world championship. It's the Guava. And Guava, amazing looking plant, I'm not gonna lie. But she very small plant. And as we can see, we have a lot of small plants in here. So let's start left to right, and we'll start with the autos first. So first up, we got the Strawberry Gorilla. Now, the only reason I chose to grow Strawberry Gorilla was because of Guava. And the reason, because Guava won. And when they were interviewing the winner, they were asking him, like, yo, dude, what strain are you smoking? And he was like, Strawberry Gorilla. I was like, dude, all right, yeah, I'm sold. Give me that. So we have a Strawberry Gorilla right here. But again, another small girl. And growmies, it's my fault. The environment was way off. We had temps above 100 degrees. And we had no humidity here. It was like 10% humidity. I know people are cringing in the comments already. Look at 10%. No, but yeah, 10% humidity. So yeah, but honestly, okay, we do have a little bit of fungus gnats, I'm not gonna lie, just ignore those throughout the video. But I'm not gonna lie, she did green up big time. She's looking amazing. She's showing a lot of potential. So I actually have a lot of big hopes for the Strawberry Gorilla. I did stunt her the first 21 days, but she's looking good now, so there's potential. But anyways, moving on from the Strawberry Gorilla to the Papaya Cookies. Now looking at Papaya Cookies, same story, right? Beautiful little green tiny plant, day 21 stunted. She definitely looks indica by those broad leaves, but another stunted plant. Now the reason I chose to grow Papaya Cookies though is because papaya makes some of the best hash, and every time I buy papaya hash, I love it. So I had to grow Papaya Cookies. One of my favorite plants is papaya. And why not try an autoflower? I believe it got second place or won something, you know what I mean? But anyways, moving on to the world champion autoflower is Guava. Now Guava, she's definitely, a little bigger than the other plants on the left side, but definitely stunted for 21 days old. This is a plant that I stunted her. I mean, there's nothing else I could say. But she looks like she has potential and she wants to grow, which is what I'm excited to see from autoflowers. A lot of the times, small little autoflowers, they just get big and massive out of nowhere. So don't give up if you grow a 21-day auto plant like this. It's fine. I promise you in a couple months, like 2 months, she's going to be beautiful. And a lot of times, you'll see videos like, oh, this is also on day 21. And, I made the videos where I showed plants on day 17 and they're amazing. But it's okay. Like, dude, you're going to stunt autos. It happens, man. They're difficult plants to grow here and there. But anyways, keeping on track. The Guava, I have high hopes. I have a lot of high hopes. And I can't tell if she's going into pre-flower already, but it damn near looks like it's about to happen. So pre-flowers when autos start growing crazy, so we got hope. And all right, but anyways, now one of the plants that it was a pretty big toss-up for me to grow this one is the apple strudel. Apple strudel, it never won any awards, but I mean, dude, I love apple strains, so you know, and it's a new one, so I had to try it. And I love bakeries, so it just makes sense. But we could see day 21, she is already into pre-flower. You can tell by this right here, she's showing sex by those pistils, so we know she's a female. And actually, let's take some leaf smells. We haven't taken any leaf smells. So day 21, a lot of times if you have a potent autoflower or a potent plant in general, you'll be able to smell it. And also, sorry, my hands are a little dry. Let's see. So, not really getting a smell. Let me try again. Okay, I could see like, it smells like a, you know what? I kind of get the green apple a little bit, but very, very vaguely. It more smells like a pineapple, to be honest. But let's move back to the guava. So the guava scent. Let's see. Oh, she's a little bit more stinky for sure. Like you can already tell by the smells. And a lot of times people are like, oh, how do you smell the plant? If you look at a veg leaf under a microscope, there's trichomes all over the veg leaves. They might not look exactly the same as the ones that form on the flowers, but they do form trichomes. So it's a way to give you a good sign of what your plant will smell like in the future. Man, how do I put I need to really think about this to give a description right now. Dude, I really can't give a description. Let me try like a different finger. Let me see. Maybe like she smells like rind is the best thing I could say, like a citrus rind. So yeah, she smells like a citrus rind. That's the best description I can give. Sounds pretty on point with guava, so looking forward to that. And then I can't use up too many fingers, but usually you can smell them right away off the fresh smell. So let's see. Papaya cookies. Are we getting the papaya? Are we getting the cookie? Oh, she's a dank one. What the heck? This smells like... What does that smell like? Oh, dude, that smells like papaya. I ain't even gonna cap. That smells like fruit papaya. Which isn't... And a lot of like that pine dank onion, I would say. So pretty common in cookies, right? GMO. But in the last one, strawberry gorilla. I'm gonna use my pinky for this one. Try to get the best scent. Oh, this one seems sticky. What the heck? Compared to all the other plants, this leaf is sticky. I'm just gonna smell my pinkies to see. And she smells maybe like a... I can see where that cherry dank red is coming in, honestly, on this plant. But anyways, moving on from the small stunted autos, which I do have hope for, you know, I'm not giving up on them. But at the same time, we have the purple mindset right here, which is growing absolutely fucking incredible. This plant's also about 21 days old. We don't know for sure because it sprouted underneath at some random point. But it was basically a little tiny seedling at the same time we put the other ones in. So, the best description okay, hold on. So the best description that I can give is basically, it's about 21 days old. We're just gonna call it 21. But looking at this plant, dude, this is why I love this strain. First of all, every single branch branches out and it forms a perfect ball shape. So that even the lowest branches at the bottom have potential to grow into a whole nug. And dude, every leaf is beautiful green. I'm just like, this is an impressive plant. You know, I know it's my plant and I'm not trying to hype it up or anything. But like, dude, it deserves the hype. Like, everyone's grown and has loved it. And let's smell this plant. Let's just see what it smells like. Right off the bat, it has like this pine, like really like red beetroots from a can. Like if you know that smell, that sugary beetroot. And it has that like, I don't know if a little bit of dank onions coming off the cookies, but It's definitely got like a skunky something to it. So a very beautiful, potent strain. And I believe this is the purple pheno. So far, looking at the way that the plant's growing, the structure of it all, this looks exactly like the phenos that we've been loving the most, which is the purple, chunky, big flowers that everything branches out up and even. And you get a one main, extremely tall stem. And the flowers are just purple, pink, chunky, and red. So I'm super excited for this plant. I have a lot of potential. And I'm actually, in the next episode, we're going to reverse it. I'm a little late. You know, you can see the pre-flowers coming right now. I'm just a tad late. So I'm going to reverse this plant as soon as possible, aka tomorrow. And that'll be part of the next episode. But if you guys are still watching up to this point, dude, leave a comment. If you like the live videos, say, I like the live videos. And say hashtag purple mindset for the win. Because, dude, day 21, this shit is insane. But yeah, very beautiful plant. And so anyways, so creating the F2s, my whole purpose of growing this plant again is to create the F2s. The first time we grew it, we wanted to see what the plant grows like, we wanted to observe the growth. And I let all the other growmies, I sent out over 100 letters. I let all the other growmies grow it, and whatever they decided how they want to grow, I let them, like, there's no rules, right? I'm not gonna put rules on you guys. I wanted to see how this plant does in every single grow situation, no matter what. And in the Discord, everyone has had success. So, and I've been studying this plant a lot. I've been looking at the morphology. I've been looking at the leaf structure, everything. And this is one of these phenos where I swear it's going to be the purple one. It's going to look amazing. It's going to be those chunky purple flowers. So I'm excited for it. And then also, we have another pheno, which is the green pheno. Now, I've seen, again, I'm certain, but like, this is all guesses, but I'm pretty damn certain. The green pheno. This one, every time we saw a small plant that kind of branched out like this, very bushy, these ones always ended up being the green phenos. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Purple mindset, how is this shade green? Trust me, it still has the purple along the edges of the leaves. It's got that icy, beautiful purple. And then the main flowers are like green. But the main reason this plant's really good is it just has frosty-ass, purplish, green, beautiful, trichome littered flowers. And it's a very potent, beautiful smoke. So, honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm really proud of these purple mindsets. They're an incredible autoflower. I got lucky. I seriously felt like I got lucky. I really just trusted my intuition, you know. I'm not trying to give myself credit, but like, just trust your intuition is all I'm trying to say. Anyone can breed good plants. You just gotta believe what you think is good and experiment, and there it is. And I mean, you know, it shows. We got the same plants on the same day, and there's a massive difference. But anyways, so continuing the video, you guys say you want long videos. I'm gonna give y'all a long video, and it's all live, right? But anyways, so if you guys remember the what was that series called? Shit. Oh yeah. The Frostiest Plants Ever. So in the Frostiest Plants Ever series, the one that just ended right now, we grew frozen truffle, icy cherry, and Purus indica. But Purus indica was just a short ass, slow growing plant, and it smells amazing. It smells like a burger mushroom skittle, but it's just a slow growing plant, so it got outgrown. And I was like, you know what, bro, I gotta take this plant back. I'm just gonna re-veg it. I don't care. I'm gonna see what happens. It's a nice looking plant. I'm excited to grow it again. And I love Northern Lights Purus indica. I think it's literally one of the best plants I've ever tried. So we have one pheno right here re-vegging. That's why it looks kind of ugly, you know. But don't worry, she'll be looking like this pretty soon. And then that's why I like photos. You can do that. But anyways, on the other side, we have another Northern Lights. And this one's actually better, I promise y'all. I know it looks kind of crazy and like stuck and it doesn't have that spacing, but I'm gonna train her real well and let her shine. Yeah, that shit smells so much more potent. That's like a pine burger mushroom that just stings. The other one's good, but that one smells, bro. And I like smells. So that plant's also really good. And so far, the cool part about this tent is everything's wait, shit. I'll move that. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, so far, the coolest thing about this tent is everything is controlled by this little device right here. Where is it at? me get my phone. It'll be easier if I show this. Get the app real quick. But yeah, growmies. My favorite thing about this whole setup is the app. Right here, as we can see, we have the light and we have the controller. Now the controller is badass because look at this. So we have, wait, what does that say? Oh, we're not fully updated. So the sensor, air temp, it tells you the air humidity, the VPD, CO2 levels. If you guys are wondering about CO2, we have a CO2 sensor right here. And it measures the CO2, which is badass. I've always wanted to know CO2 and now I can, which is really cool about that. And then also it's, oh dude, I didn't even show you guys this yet. I can't wait to show you guys this. This is awesome. So we have the soil temperature meter, whatever they have. Or it's a, what is it called? What is that shit called? Soil meter? Help me out, boys. What is that shit called? What's the soil meter called? Soil sensor?
The soil sensor, yeah.
Soil sensor? Alright. But, okay, so we got this, dude. I'm just gonna show you guys right now. I've already talked about it. But look at soil temperature, 78.6, water content, 26.6, soil EC, 0.9. And then we also have a PPFD, which is measured right there on top. This little device right here measures the PPFD, humidity, and temperature, which is awesome. And all of these devices in this tent can be controlled directly right from the sockets. And it's all controlled on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which is amazing. But yeah, I have this one connected to Wi-Fi, which is the light. We're currently at 34%. Let me focus that. And the cool thing about this, okay, remember 34? I'm gonna aim it up and let's put it to, yeah, you can see how that one goes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But overall, yeah, growmies, I want to do a live video for you guys. I haven't done a live video since the Oreo series, which was literally last summer. Or actually, I did do a live with the Carter series, but this is like a full live video in the tent. I think we can give a little bit more mindset to this video though. For those who, if you're still here, comment #mindset. But here's the next part of the video, to keep the videos going. So when I first come inside the tent, the first thing that I look at every single time is honestly the light. I look at the light, I look at the intensity, and then directly after that, I look at the plants. And the reason I look at the light is because that not only is it the first thing you see, but it illuminates everything around it. So it shows, you can easily see like, how is this corner lit up? How is that corner lit up? How is the whole environment lit up? And obviously it's lit completely coverage to coverage, which is exactly what we want. But anyways, so moving inside the tent, first thing I do is look at the plants, obviously. Now, what that means is looking at the leaves. Overall, we see a completely healthy green plant from the very bottom to the very top. What that indicates is that it has no deficiencies. There's nothing wrong. Typically, a lot of people will say like, oh, old leaves die. And yes, that is true. But if an old leaf is fed properly, they can live a long ass time. And honestly, the whole grow. So make sure the first time you can tell when your nutrients are about to run out is when these bottom leaves start turning yellow, when they start turning brown and just not looking correctly. You know what I mean? So look at your bottom leaves. It's an early indication of what's to come for the rest of the plant, especially right now. There's caveats to that, of course, mobile, immobile nutrients. I'm not going to get fully into that right now, but it's a good idea to always look at your bottom leaves, and if they're starting to have problems, you know that the rest of your plants can have problems because there is mobile nutrients that move up. But anyways, so first of all, plants are very green and healthy top to bottom. Next thing I look at is I want to see how the leaves are folding. So right here we could see at the top, this camera's not really focusing. There we go. Right here we could see at the top, we're seeing like a slight curl on the edge of both leaves. And especially on this leaf as well, you could see like a slight curl, how they're falling like that and the edges are pointed upward. So we could tell that she's probably getting about the most light she can handle right now. She is definitely stretchy, but it's also very hot. So that's another reason why it's curling and tacoing upward like that. The terminology you'll hear is tacoing. That's what most people say. And you can see this is a better example of a taco right here. And on the very edge of the leaf, you can see it sharply cuts upward. That's a sign of heat stress and also potentially light stress. And one thing I will say is learning how your plants look and knowing how to diagnose everything really matters. Like, so to solve this problem, like, okay, is it light intensity or is it heat stress? Well, if we look at this leaf in the shade, usually things in the shade don't curl upward. So we know it's more of a heat stress than a light stress. But we know they both go together, right? Overall, looking at this plant, we're coming into day 21. I'm seeing pre-flowers. I've grown this plant before. I know she's hungry, and I think it's time to feed her. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed her today. And we have a whole bunch of new products to do so. So we have this Biofish 772. Now, the reason I bought this, and honestly, okay, hold on, let me flip it back. Dude, if you want fire nutrients, organic nutrients down to earth, this is the best organic nutrients I've ever used, and they're the most affordable. So, I mean, you can't beat that, right? And they're organic, certified. But yeah, this Biofish, so the good thing about this is nitrogen. Nitrogen grows all of your leaves, and it's an indication of your leaf color. If you have really dark leaves, it means you have a lot of nitrogen. If your leaves start curling like that, it means you have nitrogen toxicity. So this is a high percent of nitrogen, at least I think so for organic, 7%. That is a pretty potent number in organics, which will slowly break down over time. Next up, we have phosphate at 7%. We have potash at 2%, calcium, sulfur, 7 and 1. So pretty balanced feed, and it's always good to have sulfur. You gotta have sulfur. Sulfur unlocks thiols, but it's also very acidic, so you gotta be careful. Anyways, now growmies. Okay, I'm making a long video, right? You guys want a long video? Here's a long video. Every time I buy nutrients, I always look at the ingredients and I read all of them top to bottom, and I understand all of them top to bottom because I want to know what's going into my plants. So right here, Biofish, we have a true organic product. This is from fish bone meal, feather meal, alfalfa meal, shrimp meal, fish meal, sulfate of potash, and seaweed meal. And it also has humic acids, which increase micronutrient uptake. So I'm like, dude, I think this was like 15 bucks, 12 bucks, 13 bucks, something like that. Pretty damn nice. And what I'm going to do, especially when I transplant all these other ones, is I'm going to give them a little bit of this. And the reason I'm giving a little bit is because we're already about to go to flower. So we don't need to grow leaves. We're growing flowers, not leaves. Keep that in mind. We're not growing leaves, we're growing flowers. And another tip, the more nitrogen that is inside your medium, the plant will forcefully make more leaves. Not all phenos are the same, but the rule applies to all plants. If you have a lot of nitrogen in there and the plant has a toxicity, the only way it can get rid of it is by growing more leaves. So be careful with the nitrogen. And I'll say, as an organic grower, it always gets you in the end of flower. Anyways, moving on, another thing that gets every indoor organic grower, and just every indoor grower in general, because of LEDs. LEDs cause an increase for CalMag necessity. So we have dolomite lime, which is calcium and magnesium together, and it's 23% calcium, 9% magnesium, 49% calcium carbonate, 32% calcium or magnesium carbonate, and then another equivalent of 98. So dude, it's just a whole bunch of calcium, magnesium, and this is basically like the electrolytes to keep your plants going and keep the transfer of nutrients from water and salts. So absolutely insane necessity. And then speaking of trace minerals, we also have this azomite. Now this azomite is derived from volcanic ash. It has calcium, magnesium, sodium, potash. So it has like a measured guaranteed analysis. But it also just has like a whole bunch of micronutrients from the volcanic ash. So this is definitely going to give your plants all those little extra nutrients that you won't find in most products. So azomite, good to have. And the only reason I say all these nutrients is because I've dealt with deficiencies. And for this purple mindset grow, I want it to be beautiful at the very end. I want to take insane, absolutely amazing photography. So I can't have any deficiencies, right? But anyways, the next thing that we're adding is the Burpees Enhanced Organic All-Purpose Plant Mix. Now this is a 555 bio mix. And the reason I picked this is solely because of the microbes. As you guys can see, there is an insane amount of microbes that are guaranteed, and it's part of an ingredient list, which we haven't seen on anything else. So I'm sure these have microbes in them, right? But the fact that there's a guaranteed analysis means something. So I want to have that symbiotic relationship of the microbes guaranteed in the soil of what they believe are the best ones, right? So that's going to be that. And then the last nutrient that we're going to do is worm castings. And honestly, this is just for good measure. I'm like, I don't know how, like, a lot of people swear by worm castings. Like, this is water for their plants damn near. But yeah, we got some calcium, a little bit of nitrogen. That's all it really is. But a lot of people swear by it, so we're going to toss it in anyway. You know what I mean? We'll see what it does. But yeah, growmies, this was the whole video of the World Champion Series of the autoflowers. We got the strawberry gorilla, papaya cookies, guava, and apple strudel all on day 21. And this is our Spider Farmer 10 setup. If you guys made it to the end of the video, comment, I made it to the end of the video, or just something like, I don't know. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all you guys. And I'm like, damn, now what's my intro? Fuck, or my outro? But anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment. If you haven't seen my other videos, check them out. Wait, if you haven't seen my other Go/Milk reports, check them out. Keep it up out there, growmies, and stay motivated in this beautiful medicinal hobby. Hashtag GROWMIEGANG. Alright. And also, growmies. So I did make a promise I was going to water the plants. They are at 26% on the level on the meter. Oh, dude, I never even showed you guys the soil meter, bro. This is outro after outro, you know. Whatever I said, the video is not over. But check this out. Dude, this is the Spider Farmer soil meter. And damn, dude, it's fucking sick. It measures so much. It's got 3 prongs: temperature, EC, and water content. So I always know, like, oh, do they need water? Do they not water? I did say they're pretty damn wet, so like I definitely know they don't need water. But now I know this is about 26% water content, right? The top pots were extremely dry, or the big pots were extremely dry, and I've just been bottom watering every single time. And I'm feeling the edges of the pot. That's how I always check my moisture. Feeling these little pots, you can definitely tell they're wet, especially at the bottom. These pots, even at the bottom, it's not even wet. I did splash a little bit on the top, but you can see overall, very dry, very dry. Not too bad of an idea because I do have, you know, a little bit of fungus gnats, but this pot doesn't have any fungus gnats, which is really good. Clean pot. And as we can see, I already filled up a 3-liter bucket of water into this tent, and they drink it right up. So since the tops are quite dry and the bottoms, I don't want the soil to get too hard. It'll ruin the pH of the soil, and then I'll be chasing the rest of the grow. So I'm going to give them just a little bit more water, and I'm going to let them soak it all up. And I just pour it on the side and let it catch into the tray. And I'll give them another tray full, and that's about it. These plants are looking a little bit dry, so I'll just give them a whole... I'm just going to put the rest of the bucket in there. There we go. And these ones are a little bit more drier because they're getting a little bit more fans. But anyways, let's see, what else do I got to record? Also, growmies, the plants in the back are super dry. Like, you could see that. That's dry. So we got to water these and preserve these. So let me get another bucket of water, and I'll be right back. Let me see, what you got, dog?
This water heater is eventually getting taken out, but right now, this is what we're rocking with. It's all gonna get redone up with like Mylar and shit.
Nice, bro.
But yeah, the copycats are looking good.
Where's your light at? Let me see how you set up your light.
Huh?
How'd you set up your light? Oh shit, nice.
There's a wooden support beam that runs across the top right here.
Dude, all in, nice.
So, and then I have just the daisy chains holding them.
So is your plan to transform this or what?
What happened?
Is your plan to transform this or what? Like the room?
Yeah. I got a greenhouse coming too. And I'm gonna put a greenhouse in my backyard. But
Damn, bro.
I mean, the plants seem to be happy. I'm gonna have to uppot them soon. But right now, I'm kind of just growing weed. I don't know what strains there are. Everything kind of got lost in translation when I moved everything.
You're just growing at this point, you don't really know. Hey, me too, a little bit.
It's just copycat.
That's all you know. Hashtag copycat hate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, normally I don't really forget what is what, but I fucking had to move them across California.
But yeah, growmies, this is the final outro. We're done. Thank you guys for watching to the very end of the fucking video. Appreciate y'all. Hashtag GROWMIEGANG.